No one should have found these artifacts. Why archaeologists didn't notice this before, and where the mysterious artifacts of antiquity are kept? Watch this video to the end and you will find out what connection these finds have with Nazi Germany, how a real image of a mermaid was found in India, and much more. Hi friend, you're on the KirTop channel. Cybele on a chariot. Medallion depicting Cybele on a chariot, dated to the 2nd century BC, is a unique work of art of the Greco-Bactrian kingdom. This kingdom originated in the region that is now part of modern Afghanistan and was formed by the Greek conquerors after Alexander the Great. Cybele, the maternal goddess of nature and fertility, was a cult figure in a number of ancient religions, and her image on the medallion speaks to the mixture of cultures and religious practices in the Greco-Bactrian kingdom. The medallion depicts Cybele driving a chariot drawn by lions, symbolizing her dominant role in nature and the cosmos. Egyptian crocodile armor. Egyptian crocodile armor is a truly unique find. It was created from crocodile skin and was used in religious rites in ancient Egypt. During the time of the pharaohs, crocodiles were considered sacred animals and symbolized strength and power. The god Sobek, often depicted as a man with the head of a crocodile, was one of the most important deities in Egyptian mythology. It was often associated with the power of the pharaohs as well as protection and fertility. The armor, made from crocodile skin, was allegedly used by priests during religious ceremonies in honor of Sobek. Crocodile skin, in turn, was considered a powerful amulet that protected against enemies and evil spirits. Mermaid from India. Not many people have heard of the archaeological site of Chandrakataga in India, which is located about 35 kilometers from Kolkata. Chandrakataga was a prosperous port city involved in international trade where people lived since 400 BC before 1250 AD. Today, only the ruins of a brick Buddhist temple from the 10th century remain on this site. Interest in Chandrakataga arose due to the many terracotta artifacts dating back to the Shunga period, i.e. 200–100 BC. Most of them were stolen and taken abroad, and only a few fragments survived in Indian museums. Although the complex was discovered in 1906, the Archaeological Survey of India under British control did not carry out excavations here. Many of the stolen items are now in museums around the world, such as the Metropolitan. 2 terracotta plates depict a mermaid, a rather rare image in Indian culture. In one, a mermaid swims by a lake holding something that looks like a mirror or a flower. People on the shore look at her as if she was a miracle. The great chief arrived in a chariot to see this creature. On another, a mermaid was caught in a net by fishermen. People wave at her and she answers them without showing any fear. Looking at these reliefs, I wondered, are they not a reflection of ancient legends or real events that took place in Chandrakutra 2,200 years ago? Perhaps mermaids were not a figment of the imagination, but real sea creatures in ancient times. Write in the comments under the video, do you believe in the existence of mermaids or something similar? It's no wonder that the depths of the seas and oceans have not yet been explored. Tutankhamun's camping cot. A recently published report by Japanese researchers says that a unique camping cot from the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun represents a real technological breakthrough of its time. Discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter, this exclusive folding bed has a striking design. It can be folded into a Z shape. Architect Naoko Nishimoto, who specializes in the history of furniture, emphasizes the uniqueness of this find. Although other, simpler folding bed designs have been discovered, this 3-piece bed is something special. Nishimoto claims that the craftsman who created this item demonstrated a real engineering miracle. After all, even the legs of the bed, decorated in the shape of lion paws, were equipped with complex hinges which made it possible to roll them up. These pieces were most likely created through trial and error, indicating the deep intelligence and ingenuity of the artisans. Despite the technology of the bed, it is unlikely that the young pharaoh Tutankhamun used it in practice, since his health and lifestyle did not allow this. Scientists speculate that this bed was part of a funerary treasure, symbolizing eternal comfort in the afterlife. Like Hergas Cup. The Hergas Cup is a unique artifact of antiquity, combining high art and complex technical implementation. This Roman glass goblet dates back to the 4th century AD and serves as a striking example of the ancient craftsmanship of glassmaking. The peculiarity of the cup lies in its ability to change color under different lighting conditions. In reflected light, the cup appears green, but when illuminated, it takes on a rich ruby red hue. This effect is achieved thanks to gold and silver nanoparticles in the glass. The image on the cup is based on Greek mythology and tells the story of Lycurgus, who tried to kill Ambrosia, the son of the god of wine Dionysus. The image shows how the vines generated by the vineyard entangle the body of Lycurgus, making it impossible for him to move. The Lycurgus cup is now kept in the British Museum. It serves not only as a magnificent example of ancient art, but also as evidence of the high level of knowledge of ancient artisans in the fields of chemistry and optics. Buddha Iron Man. This is an amazing find that has shocked scientists around the world. This statue, about 24 centimeters high and weighing 10 kilograms, was created from a fragment of a meteorite. The specimen represents the image of the Buddhist god Vaishravana, who symbolizes protection and wealth. The origin of the statue has been carefully studied by researchers. Based on the results of the analysis, it was determined that the material for the creation was taken from the Chang'an meteorite, which fell on the border of Mongolia and Siberia about 15,000 years ago. It is believed that the statue was created in the 11th century AD on the territory of Tibet. It is amazing how the ancient masters, without even suspecting the cosmic origin of the material, were able to so skillfully process and transform it into a work of art. In 1937, Ernst Schaffer's expedition, funded by Nazi Germany, discovered the statue in Tibet and brought it back to Germany. Subsequently, its origin and material remained a subject of controversy and mystery for a long time, until recent scientific research revealed its amazing history. Today, Iron Man stands not only as a majestic work of art, but also as a testament to the unique combination of nature and human artistry. Bottle of ancient Roman wine. An ancient Roman wine bottle dating back to 325 AD is believed to be one of the oldest surviving wine bottles in the world. It was discovered in 1867 near the city of Speyer in Germany as part of a tomb excavation. The vessel is made of glass and has an elongated shape with a narrow neck. Inside the bottle, the wine has turned into a solid substance due to the passing of centuries, but thanks to the sealed plug made of olive wood and wax, the contents of the bottle remained intact. Although modern researchers and wine experts do not recommend trying this ancient drink, it represents a unique testimony to the art of winemaking in ancient Rome. Now the bottle is in the Historical Museum of the city of Speyer and is one of its main exhibits. Ancient Roman boxing gloves. Cestus is an ancient Roman boxing glove which was intended not so much to protect the boxer's hands, but to increase the injury rate of blows. These combat accessories, reinforced with metal or bone inserts, could inflict fatal wounds. The only known surviving specimen of cestus was discovered during archaeological excavations in the city of Pompeii, which was buried under a layer of ash and lava as a result of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. This rare artifact is an amazing testament to ancient Roman sporting culture and the brutality of gladiatorial combat. The cestus is made of leather and decorated with lead and iron inserts. Unlike modern boxing gloves, the purpose of this device was to cause maximum damage to the opponent. Although modern boxing is considered a brutal sport, Roman fights using cestus were much more dangerous and bloody. Medieval female giant. In the Middle Ages, on the island of Ostrów-Lednicki in Poland, there lived a woman of extraordinary height, who probably suffered from mental disorders. This is the only known giantess from Poland at that time, as confirmed by Dr. Magdalena Matzek. Her height was about 215 centimeters, while ordinary women were around 1.5 meters tall. The woman passed away at the age of 25-30. Her skeleton was found by researchers in the Lednice area. According to assumptions, the presence of such a disease could be accompanied by mental problems. Interestingly, despite her height, the life of a giantess in medieval Poland could have been quite comfortable since she was well known in her community. But her burial was unusual. Contrary to accepted traditions, her face was directed to the west, and she didn't have funerary objects. The Holy Grail of the Nazis. This artifact has become increasingly popular over time, especially in the context of research into the esoteric beliefs of the Nazi regime. It is true that a number of senior Nazi leaders, including Himmler, were interested in the occult and mystical traditions. However, it is necessary to understand that most of the information on this topic is based on myth and gases. However, there is a version that the Nazis were actually looking for the Holy Grail in the hope of using its mythical properties for their own purposes. In combination with archaeological expeditions organized by the Anabe SS Research Institute, this version becomes even more interesting. Some historians claim that one of the goals of Nazi expeditions to Tibet and other regions was to search for relics, including the Grail. However, there is no clear evidence for this. There is also an opinion that the Grail could be located in southern France, in the Cathar region, and that the Nazis carried out excavations there. This myth has been further inflated by popular culture, especially movies and books. A number of works depict Nazis pursuing sacred relics, including the Grail, to gain supernatural power or justify their ideology. Scientific and historical research on the topic proves that while the Nazis were indeed interested in the occult and mysticism, most of these claims are based on myth. However, the idea that the Nazis may have been searching for the Holy Grail has become one of the most recognizable and disturbing themes in modern pop culture. Ring with the inscription for Allah. A ring with Arabic inscription dating back to the 9th century was discovered by researchers from Stockholm University in the city of Burka, an ancient Viking trading center in Sweden. This unique piece of purple stone jewelry speaks to the Vikings' ties to the Islamic world, supporting the theory of trade between these cultures. Initial speculation was that the stone in the ring was an amethyst, but further research revealed that it was violet glass, a material that was rare at the time. Scientists believe that such glass could have come from Egypt or Mesopotamia, supporting the idea of trade links. There are traces of silver on the inside of the ring, indicating that it was purchased new before it became Viking property. This artifact supports the hypothesis of cultural and trade exchanges between Scandinavia and the Arab world, making it one of the most important finds of its time. The oldest pirate flag. The National Museum of the Navy in Portsmouth displays a unique artifact, the Jolly Roger pirate flag captured off the coast of Africa in 1780. This flag with the red background sent a specific message to merchant ships: surrender or die. There are traces of gunpowder and charred bullet holes on its fabric. Around 1700, such flags began to be actively used by pirates. Initially, red dominated, but over time, pirates experimented with other designs, including black flags. Richard Noyce, the museum's curator, says the image of pirates created by Hollywood is far from reality. In history, they were dangerous threats to trade and not romantic movie heroes. Each pirate ship captain could choose his own design for his flag, but the skull and crossbones motif became the most popular. The name Jolly Roger likely comes from the French phrase Joli Rouge, which translates to beautiful red, emphasizing the original red color of the flag. Lures and bronzes. The Lures bronzes are a collection of bronze artifacts originating from the Lures province in western Iran. These objects date back to the period between the 12th and 6th centuries BC and represent some of the most exquisite examples of ancient metallurgy and art. Most Lures bronzes are small figurines, weapons, jewelry, and utensils. Their designs often use geometric motifs and animal images, especially goats and other horned creatures. Some of these items may have been used for religious or ritual purposes, while others may have been objects of everyday use. Lures and bronzes represent a reflection of the culture of the people who lived on the territory of modern Iran during the first millennium BC. Their uniqueness lies in their quality and style, which differs from other bronze objects of the time. The oldest tunic from Egypt. The 4.5-year-old tunic is now in the Cairo Museum and is one of the most valuable pieces of ancient Egyptian art. This amazing piece of clothing has been well preserved to this day, giving us a glimpse into the life and fashion of ancient Egypt. The tunic is made of linen, a popular material at the time that was cool and affordable. Its design is simple but elegant. Narrow sleeves and a straight cut emphasize the status and degree of sophistication of its owner. It is interesting to note that despite its age, the tunic design is still relevant today. It is believed that such tunics were worn by high-ranking persons or priests. Clothes of this kind emphasize the status of its owner in society. Members of the upper echelons of Egyptian society often decorated their clothing with embroidery or gold stitching to distinguish themselves from others. I hope that our journey through history was as exciting for you as it was for me. Write your kind comments under the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your views. Bye everyone!